What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I want to talk about meditation and how it should be thought of as a tool that's there to aid us no matter where we're at in our experience, more like a tool that can serve us as opposed to thinking of meditation as something that is so lofty, that is such a high level of endeavor that we may not even feel qualified to pursue meditation because it is something that I hear all the time. If I'm talking to people about it, they may say, I'm not that type of person, or I can never sit down. You hear how loud I am, you hear how much I talk. Sometimes people will think about their own religious background, their own cultural background, and that disconnect is preventing them from gaining the benefits of something that has so much to give to you in many different areas and levels. As a matter of fact, I was going through some notes that I take from different books on meditation that I read, and this one specifically is from a book called Deep Meditation by Yogani. He has a great series that touches on healthy eating, meditation, yoga, and they're short but pretty potent books, so I definitely recommend them for anybody who's interested. But he speaks about in this note how meditation could be broken down into three definitions depending on where you're at in the process. The first one could be simply just to think or to ponder. We hear this all the time when somebody says, after a conversation or in the course of a conversation, if you present a question or idea to somebody, they may say, well, let me meditate on that for a little bit. So that's kind of your baseline, so to speak, maybe definition of meditation. The other definition is to help balance you in some type of way, mentally, physically, emotionally. I think this is what probably the majority of people will think about in terms of meditation as a tool that could help you de-stress, as a tool that could help you calm your anger potentially. And then there's a third definition, the one that I tend to shy away from a little bit on this channel because I think it's the definition more than any other ones that will make a person feel as if maybe this is something that isn't for me because of my own social, religious, cultural conditioning, wherever it may be. And it's the spiritual definition of meditation, which is the idea that through meditation, we could discover who it is that we really are. And even within that, I think there's two ways to look at it. There's just the baseline understanding that we're not the thoughts that are ruminating through our minds 24/7. I think that's something that's more palatable and something that we could accept much easier than maybe the understanding that through meditation, we could tap into the source from where we come from. And for many people, this will be some understanding of our place within the universe or an understanding of our place as an extension of God. People will also refer to this as an extension of source energy, potentially. But what's great about it is no matter where you fall within these definitions, it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's not a matter of one being better than the other. It's just more of a matter of understanding that meditation is a fantastic tool that can serve you in many different areas of your life. And it's just a matter of what it is you want to get out of meditation and what inspires you to actually pursue this practice isn't something that needs to be dissected and analyzed or compared to any of the other motivations or to any other person's motivation. It makes me think about something I hear a lot when I hear people speaking about their diet. If it's a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet, and you'll hear people say, well, I do it for health and wellness. And another person will say, well, I do it for the efficacy of the animals. And then amongst themselves, they'll debate on who has a more superior motivation. And ultimately, they're doing the same thing that could have the same end result. And it's not something that's worth really dissecting, much less getting into the space of conflict over. So if you're just learning to hear your thoughts, understand your thoughts, know what thoughts your mind is generating, that's fantastic. If it's something that you find yourself benefiting from by just being in silence at the end of the day and decompressing from everything that you've been inundated with, all the stress, anxiety, the emotional up and downs that we find a way to push down inside of us because we're not able to express it in real time. Obviously, that's great. And if you're understanding that you're finding a deeper sense of self through meditation, you're finding that through this process, you're learning who it is you truly are, and not in a external or superficial type of way, in a way that you come out seeing yourself as somebody who is beyond a specific race, a specific ideology, nationality, somebody who loves these type of movies, these type of books, this type of music, this is my favorite sport, more as a state of being. You're understanding your nature of calmness, your nature of being peaceful, being blissful, even. Then obviously you're going to have so much to gain as you're tapping into that. And either way you go, all of these motivations are going to manifest outside of your practice. We're going to see it tangibly while you're out and engaging in the world, engaging with your family, your colleagues, your friends, whoever it may be. So the benefit is going to be there regardless. It's just a matter of understanding that meditation is a tool that we can use. It is something that is there to serve us, aid us, help us, and we don't have to live up to the idea of being a meditator. We don't have to feel unworthy of the pursuit because you have lifestyle habits that are different than the lifestyle habits you see of somebody who portrays a meditator. You're a different race from that stereotype. You speak completely differently. You see the world completely differently. None of these things matter, right? We all have a right to use certain tools. We would never question this when it comes to, am I worthy of using a knife, watching a TV, using a car? These weren't made by people like me. These were made by people who think like me, act like me, dress like me. I don't think it's something for me. Obviously, that's ridiculous, right? It doesn't even sound remotely plausible. Vegetarianism. Vegetarianism is very rooted in a lot of religious and spiritual traditions. But I see now more than ever, many people are adapting to these diets and by extension, adapting to these lifestyles without question of, do I need to be connected to a specific religious group? Do I need to be connected to a specific spiritual path or spiritual practice? The only thing they're concerned about is how it fits into their morals and values and lifestyles. And ultimately, is this something that's going to benefit us specifically, and how? And when we learn to look at meditation the same way, I did go get many people off the ground towards initiating a practice on their own, understanding that it's something that can and will serve them in many different ways that will, yeah, eventually permeate not only their own inner being by some definition, but extend to all of the people around them. It's the reason why you look at somebody who meditates a lot and you say, there's something about that person. He just has a sense of presence about himself or herself. She has a sense of calmness, a sense of stoicism, many different things. And that's just an example of how this is something that will initiate internally, but eventually present itself externally for everybody else to feel the vibration of, be inspired by, and maybe in due time be motivated for the path themselves. So that's it for this one. That's really all I got. Would be very interested to know what your opinion is on this subject. So if you have one, share a comment below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you next time.